Hi guys, and welcome back to our flow. Today's flow is going to be a full moon yoga practice. So as we begin really diving into the full moon yoga meaning. In yoga, the sun, our solar energy, and the right side of the body is considered masculine. Masculine energy is fast, it's warming, it's energizing, that more disciplined energy. The moon, on the other hand, our lunar energy, and the left side of the body is considered our feminine energy, which is slow, cooling, relaxing, more flowing. Full moons are a time to embrace the more feminine energy for both men and women. The full moon is this beautiful time we get to experience the letting go of what no longer serves us mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. So within this practice, if this resonates with you, I recommend having a journal or a piece of paper and a pencil out. So at any time during this practice, maybe right now in the beginning, maybe at the end, maybe you pause the video and dive into this sometime in between. But I recommend taking a moment, 1, 3, maybe 5 minutes, and ask yourself, what is the first thing that comes to mind that you feel you need to release right now? It's often something that makes you feel heavy, anxious, angry, fearful, self-loathing. So again, this full moon is this time to let go of what no longer serves you physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. So as we take the breath through the body, as we inhale, think to yourself silently, let. And as we exhale, think to yourself silently, go. Let and go. Sending a few more breaths into the body in your own breath timing. In this flow, we are going to take a lot of movements side to side versus forward to back. Really with the intention of switching up the energy and getting you out of your mind and into your body. Inhaling, let. Exhaling, go. Sending a couple more breaths through the body. Last inhale here. And as we exhale, walking those hands over to the right side, placing left palm on top of right, pressing down through the left hip and actively creating even more length through the left side body than you normally would if the hands were just side by side. Inhale here. And exhale. Inhale, walking those hands back through center, over to the left side, placing a right palm on top of left, pressing down through right hip, creating space through that right side of body. We breathe in, fill up, create space for your body. And as we exhale, let it go. Relax into the movement, meet the shape. Walking those hands back through center, and we start to flow. Inhale, snake the spine over to your tabletop variation. Exhale, sink it back in the hips, arch through the spine. Inhale, we round out. And exhale, we arch back. If you flowed with me before, you know this is one of my favorites in our first few moments of practice to really just get some energy moving. Inhale, round out, and exhale, arch back. From here, what we're gonna do is slide those arms out long, keep the toes and knees as they are. Chest can drop all the way down to the mat. If it doesn't quite reach there, if that's a little bit too deep, that is okay. Going wherever feels best for you. Shifting the gaze between the thumbs here. Extended puppy. Getting this nice expansion through the front body. We inhale. As we exhale, we're going to tent out the fingertips on the left side. We're just going to come up slightly for a moment as we thread that right arm through. Drop the right side of the head down to the mat. Shift the gaze underneath the left arm. And from here, we can even take that left arm to a bend. So a little thread the needle variation here. The toes are still untucked. If you need some more stability here, feel free to tuck the toes. Inhale here. Exhale, we swap it out. We extend that left arm back out long. If you've taken it to a bend, we extend that right arm out long. From here, we tent out right fingertips, thread the left arm through, shift the gaze underneath the right arm. Left side of the head is planted to the mat. Option to keep the right arm straight or take it to a bend, whatever feels best for you. On the left side, the wrist, the elbow, the shoulder are in line. Inhale here. Exhale, we extend both arms out long. From here, we're gonna slide all the way back to the knees, taking a little bit of a round of the spine, a tuck of the chin to the chest to arrive there. Big toes together, knees still wide. We drop the left palm underneath the left shoulder as we breathe in. We sweep the right fingertips behind us, pull those hips through. Exhale, hips drop back down to heels. We swap it out for the opposite side. Right palm lands underneath right shoulder. Left fingertips sweep back, hips pull forward. Inhale, we drop. As we exhale, we sweep forward, taking a few of these sweeps side to side. Inhale, we sweep up. Exhale, we sweep back. Inhale, we sweep up. And exhale, we sweep back. Let's do one more side to side. Inhale, sweep forward. Exhale, drop down. Inhale, sweep up and forward. Exhale, we drop down. From here, slowly just arriving onto all fours, wrists under shoulders, knees under hip, tuck the toes, taking a few cycles of cat-cow. As we inhale here, chest lifts, arch the spine, and exhale, press it out, we round. Inhale, chest lifts, we arch, and exhale, we press it out, we round. Inhale, chest lifts, we arch. And exhale, press it out, we round. Coming back, flat, neutral spine. And we're just gonna take a few of our lateral side body openers. So we're sinking the hips back down to the heels for a moment. And then as we press forward, we open up through the right side rib cage, stacking right shoulder over right wrist, left shoulder over left wrist, expand through left side rib cage. And then we just take a few of these, moving towards the right first, and then swap it out, moving and pressing into that left side first. I really like this one because it not only warms up the spine and the hips and the whole core itself, but it really starts to roll out the digestive tract as well. Coming back through center here, a little bit of an advanced table talk. We kick that right leg back to an extension. Left arm extends out long. We breathe in. Exhale, knee to elbow. We crunch in. Inhale, we extend. Exhale, we crunch. Inhale, we extend. Exhale, we crunch. Inhale, we extend. We drop the left palm down. We untuck the left toe. We take that kickstand out of the left leg and the right leg out to the left side. We reach right fingertips towards the front of the mat. Wild thing variation here. Take an inhale. As we exhale, we kick that right leg right back in line, so hip, knee, ankle are once again in a nice fine line, all the way from fingertip to toes on the right side, following that right line of the body. Inhale here. As we exhale, either keep the right toes grounded, or if you're looking for a little bit more of a challenge to the core and the balance, we're gonna lift those right toes up. Inhale here. As we exhale, knee to elbow, we crunch in. Inhale, we extend. Exhale, we crunch in. Inhale, we extend. And exhale, we crunch in. From here, we're gonna take this big little funky runner's pose as we step that right foot out towards and beyond the right line of your mat. And then we're gonna kick that left leg right back in line. So the hip, the knee, and the ankle are making that 90-degree angle. Both palms come to plant on the inner edge of the right foot. So we're in this funky little side reverse runner's, not reverse, but just a runner's lunge, making it even more funky as we kick that left leg right straight back in line, tuck the left toes so it's in line with the length of the mat here. As we inhale, we frame the right foot, we press back in the right toes, drive through that right heel, coming into a half split. Again, a little bit of a funky variation here. And exhale, we press forward. Inhale, we press back. Exhale, we press forward, taking a little flow here. Inhale back, exhale forward. Inhale back, exhale forward. From here, inhale back. We're just gonna come straight back in line. So we're gonna bring the right foot right back in line. Flatten out that right foot so we're right in line with a lunge variation. And then we're gonna frame the right foot, step it back. Right knee comes to stack underneath the right hip, tabletop once again. And we are just gonna take a little shift side to side in the hip space. Again, finding some funky, fun side-to-side movements rather than front to back on our mat. Finding some poses on the sides of our mat to really shake up the energy purposely in this flow. From here, coming back through center, extending that left leg out long, right arm extends, inhale here. Exhale, knee to elbow, we crunch in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, we crunch. Inhale, extend. Exhale, we crunch. Inhale, extend. Drop the right palm down, untuck the right toe. We're gonna kickstand that right foot all the way out to the left side as the left foot comes with us as well. Reach the left fingertips towards the front of the mat. Modified wild thing, inhale. Exhale. As we inhale, that left leg comes right back in line, hip, knee, ankle in line, nice length through the left line of the body. Either keep the toes planted, or a little bit more of a challenge would be to lift. Take what you need, leave what you don't. Inhale, exhale, knee to elbow, we crunch in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, we crunch. Inhale, extend. Exhale, we crunch. Inhale, extend. From here, we're gonna take that step out beyond the left line of the mat. So we have this angled step out. From here, we're gonna kick that left leg right in line. So we're in a complete runner's lunge facing that left line of the mat. Both palms come to place on the inner edge of the left foot. So if you have to heel toe that foot out a little bit wider to make it more comfortable, and make sure that front knee is stacked over that front ankle. If it is falling over and that heel is starting to lift, just inch your foot out a little bit more, lengthen out through that lunge. From here, we're gonna kickstand that right leg right in line with the length of the mat. Tuck the right toes and take a little funky flow here. So inhale, we press up and through that lunge. Exhale, we frame the foot, half split. Inhale, we press forward, funky runner's lunge. Exhale, half split. Inhale, runner's lunge. Exhale, half split. Last time here. Inhale, runner's lunge. Exhale, half split. And then we pull that right leg right back in, or the left leg rather, right back in line. We're gonna flatten that left foot, all four corners of that left foot to the mat once again. Gonna frame out the left foot, bring that left knee right back to stack underneath the left hip. And just taking a few more side to side movements through the hip space and all those muscles connected to that external rotation of the hip. Beautiful job. We come back through center. Inhale here. Exhale, we tuck those toes, fly it back. Our first downward facing dog of practice. Take a moment. Allow yourself to meet the shape. Inhale here. Exhale, let it go. Taking some petals here, maybe a shake or a nod of the head. Let this down dog allow you to really explore the body and maybe what you need here. Feel free to maybe take some little waves, Maybe come up onto the toes and drop down to a deep bend. Really have fun, be creative. Feel free to pause the video if you'd like and play around with what you may need in this shape and what it can really give you. Inhale, exhale, eventually meeting back into stillness. As we take our next inhale, we're gonna sweep the right leg high. Exhale, bend the knee, open up their hip. Right heel pulling in towards right glute, right knee pulling up towards ceiling. And then we take a few hip circles here, moving one way and back the other way. We re-extend that right leg, square the hips off once again, and exhale, drop the toes back down, swap it out. Inhale, sweep the left leg high. Exhale, bend the left knee, open up through the hip. Left heel pulling up towards left glute. Left knee pulling up towards the ceiling, and then we take a few hip circles here, moving one way and back the other way. From here, we re-extend that left leg, square the hips off to the mat. Exhale, we drop the left toes down. Take a breath here, inhale. Exhale, we let it go. Let those big deep breaths really nourish you, fill you up, let it feel good. Let it move whatever you are holding on to that you no longer need. Let that go, let it go. Let's shift the gaze towards the front of the mat with the inhale, step, jump, or hop with the exhale. Up to the fingertips, starting to meet our sun cell A's for the day. As we inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, we let it go, forward fold. Inhale, arms rise up to standing, feet are about hip distance apart. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, we catch the right wrist with the left hand. We reach up and out of the waist and over to the left side, creating length down the right side body. Tuck the tailbone. Reach up through the low belly like you have a string attached to the belly button all the way up through the ceiling. So we're not pressing the hips forward here, and we're also not pressing the hips back and getting an arch of the spine. So we're nice and aligned. Coming back through center, swap it out. Right wrist catches a hold of the left hand, or opposite, right hand catches a hold of the left wrist. You know what I mean. Swap it out for the opposite side. Take the inhale, fill up, expand through the rib cage, and then exhale, send it over to that right side, creating length down the left side body. Inhale here. Exhale, we arrive back through center, hands through heart center. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, arms rise all the way up through standing. Exhale, hands through heart center. We hinge forward, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, place the palms down, step or hop back to that high plank. We hold through. Inhale, exhale. From here, we're gonna hollow out our plank, making it a little bit more challenging. Really pressing back through the heels, protracting the shoulders out to the side, pull the belly button into the spine, engage the quads, engage the glutes, very strong here. On your next exhale, we're gonna come right back to stack the wrists underneath the shoulders. We breathe in, we breathe out. As we take our next inhale, moving through your chaturanga to a hover, swoop it up through center, upward facing dog, high cobra, sphinx, and then tuck the toes, fly it back, downward facing, always option to shoot right from that high plank back to your down dog and move away from your chaturanga. An option to always find a child's pose at any time. This is your practice. Let it honor you. Let it honor you. The wind is moving and showing up to your mat. Inhale here. Exhale, we let it go. Inhale, shift the gaze towards the front of the mat. Exhale, bend the knees, step, jump, or hop up to those fingertips. Feet are hip distance apart. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, let it go, forward fold. Inhale, arms rise all the way up through standing. And exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, hands through heart center, swan dive, forward, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, place the palms down, step or hop back to that high plank. We hold for a breath. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, we hollow out. And as we exhale this time, we drop it down to elbows, either one by one or together. Low plank we hold. Inhale. Exhale. On our next inhale, one by one, we press back up to the palms. High plank. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, we lower through your vinyasa to a hover. Swoop it up through center, upward facing. Tuck the toes. Fly it back, downward facing dog. We breathe in. We breathe out. Last sun cell A. Adding a fair amount of some spice and length onto the end. As we shift the gaze towards the front of the mat. Inhale. Step, jump, hop, exhale, arrive at those fingertips. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, let it go, forward fold, feet are hip distance. Inhale, arms rise all the way up through standing. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, arms rise, fill up. Exhale, hands through heart center, swan dive, forward, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, place the palms down, step or hop back to that high plank. Don't mind me as I adjust my mic for our next little bit of flow. Inhale here. Exhale, we hollow out. Take a breath in. Let it go. On your next inhale, we drop it down to elbows. One by one, low plank. We breathe in. We breathe out, still actively protracting those shoulders out to the spine, not letting yourself just dump the weight into the head and neck, but we're pressing up and out. On your next inhale, we're really engaged out through the glutes and the quads. We let those hips drop all the way down to the mat. Untuck the toes, chest lifts, arriving in our Sphinx. Inhale here. As we exhale, either staying here or pressing up through those palms, coming into your high cobra variation. And exhale, we drop back to elbows. 2 more flows just like that, or just simply staying in your Sphinx for the next couple of breaths. Inhale, we press up. Exhale, we drop down to elbows. Inhale, we press up. And exhale, we drop. Inhale, we press up. And exhale, we simply drop. From here, we're gonna let the forehead melt all the way down. Palms come to stack underneath the shoulders for a moment. And then we're gonna extend both arms out into a T. Inhale here. You'll see that my right arm is slightly bent. I'm just running out of room over here on my right side, but both of your arms should be straight. Inhale here. As we exhale, we're gonna bend the right knee and we're going to inch our way over to the left line of the body. Drop the right foot behind you. Nice big stretch to the front of the chest and shoulder on the right side. Either staying here or option to reach around with the right hand to grab a hold of the right foot and to come into a little quad stretch as well. Inhale here. Exhale, we arrive back through center. And we slowly bring the palms to stack underneath the shoulders here. Tuck under the right toe, keep the right knee grounded, pulling that belly button to the spine. Inhale here. As we exhale, we pull up into a tabletop. We're flexing through the right foot. You can adjust as needed. So we have this 90-degree angle in the bent right knee. Taking a little funky flow here. Inhale. As we exhale, we're gonna straighten out through the right leg. We're gonna kick the right knee into nose, crunch it in. And then exhale, left knee drops. Right knee comes back to that 90-degree angle, flexing back through the right foot. So inhale, we straighten, crunch. Exhale, we lower, kick back. Inhale, straighten, crunch. Exhale, lower, kick back. 2 more. Inhale, straighten and crunch. Exhale, lower, kick back. Inhale, straighten and crunch. Exhale, lower and kick back. From here, Holding steady for a breath. Inhale. As we exhale, we're gonna untuck the left toe and we're gonna simultaneously sink back the hips back towards the left heel, and we're gonna kick that right foot out too, beyond the right side of your mat, and then we're just gonna widen it out through the left leg. So we have this nice expansion through the hips. Right toes, oh my goodness, right toes pointing out beyond the right line of the mat, and left knee is also pointing beyond the left side of the mat. From here, we breathe in similar to where we started. We drop the left palm behind, underneath, holy moly, underneath the left shoulder. We sweep the hips high, right fingertips sweep towards the back of the mat. Inhale, and then exhale, we drop. 2 more just like so. Inhale, we press forward, lift. Exhale, we drop. Inhale, we press forward, lift. Exhale, we drop. From here, we're just gonna inch our way back into a low lunge by taking that right foot a big step towards the front of the mat. We're gonna tuck under the left toes, shoot forward, reaching upper body high. Right knee stays stacked over front ankle, sinking the weight up and through the front hip. Inhale. As we exhale, we come down and around, frame the foot. Step it back, this time to your tabletop. And then as we exhale, we're gonna shoot forward into your high plank, arriving on that other side. Inhale here. As we exhale, we're going to hollow out that plank. Inhale here. Exhale, we drop to the elbows, low plank. 1 breath here, inhale. Exhale, engage the glutes, engage the quads. We drop those hips all the way down. Untuck the toes at the bottom of the movement, Sphinx. Either staying here or taking a flow. Inhale, we extend through the arms, press up, high cobra. Exhale, drop the elbows back down. Inhale, press up. Exhale, drop down. Keeping those glutes nice and engaged here. And if you feel any strain, pain in the lower back space, absolutely stay in the Sphinx. Our option to drop it down to a child's or forehead to palms. 1 more here, just like so. Inhale, press high, high cobra. Exhale, drop down, drop the forehead down, palm stack underneath the shoulders for a moment. We come to bend through the left knee, extend both arms out into a T. And as we inhale, we're gonna shift to the right line of the body. Left foot drops behind you. Inhale here, either staying here with the left foot grounded or reach around for the left foot with the left hand. For a little bit more of a quad stretch. We breathe in. As we breathe out, we slowly start to unravel here. Both palms come to stack underneath the shoulders. We tuck under through the right toe, flex the left foot, inhale. Pulling the belly button to the spine as we exhale, we press up into that 3-leg tabletop variation with that 90-degree angle in that left knee. Inhale here. Exhale, we straighten right leg, pull the left knee into nose crunch in. Inhale, we drop 90-degree angle in the left knee as we drop down to the right knee. Exhale, we kick it in, knee to nose. Inhale, we drop. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, we drop. 2 more. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, we drop. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, we drop. This time we're gonna drop down, untuck the right toes. Lefts and rights, my friends, today. We are all over the place. Thanks for bearing with me. So we're gonna untuck the right toes here. And as we sink the hips back down to the right heel, we're gonna kick that left leg through. So we're pointing the left toes beyond the left line of the body. And then we're just gonna widen out through that right knee. So we're in a variation of a seated, if you will, forward fold, wide stance, forward fold. Taking the right palm underneath the right shoulder. Inhale, we sweep the hips high, shifting the gaze towards the left fingertips, and exhale, we drop the hips back down to the heel. So we're making like a half crescent with our arm here as we sweep up and come back down. 2 more. Inhale, sweep high, staying with your breath. 1 more. Inhale, sweep high. Exhale, drop down. We're gonna bring the left leg right back in line, tuck under the right toes as we sink the weight up and through the front hip, adjusting as needed as we drop into that low lunge. We inhale, exhale, come on down, frame the left foot, step it back, tabletop. Take a breath. As you exhale, keep that tuck of the toes. We press all the way back, downward facing dog, as we dive in to our main flow series of the day. Inhale, sweep the left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, we crunch it in. We step it all the way through for a crescent lunge. Upper body relatively parallel to front thigh, front knee stacks over front ankle, reaching the fingertips towards the front of the mat. Inhale here. As we exhale, we reach the upper body high, we spin the back heel flat, so we're in our warrior one. So we're closed off through the hip space. We're not open like we are in warrior two, but hip space is closed and square to the front of your mat still. And we're spinning that back heel flat, so the right toes are pointing to some part of the left line of the mat. Inhale here. As we exhale, we're gonna drop the right elbow to a hover. Option to drop it totally, but as a little bit more of a challenge to a hover above the right knee as we reach the left fingertips towards the front of the mat. So extended side angle with this hover, making it a little bit more challenging for lower body, balance, core, obliques. Inhale here. As we exhale, we're gonna bring the hands through heart center, rise all the way back up to this warrior one variation, but the palms are together. Inhale here. As we exhale, we're gonna power up and through, dropping the right fingertips down, right hip stacks on top of left. Find your balance for your half moon, flexing through the left foot. Front body is opening up toward the left side of the mat. Option to keep the gaze down at the toes, at the mat, or up at the left fingertips and ceiling. Inhale here. Big transition as we take that step back. We're gonna point the left toes towards the back left corner of your mat. Hands meet through heart center, sinking the hips down to the left heel, driving through the right heel, pull the right toes back towards you. Hello, Skandasana. That's totally fine if the left heel is not meeting the mat. If it does, wonderful. If not, no worries. If you'd like, you can always put a little towel or a block underneath that left heel for a little bit more support. We breathe in, we breathe out, we take a big open to our warrior two, meet the shape. Inhale here. Exhale, windmill, rainbow, the arms over, framing the right foot. Step it back, high plank. Moving through your vinyasa, slowly lowering to a hover. Inhale, swoop it up, upward facing. Tuck those toes. Fly it back, downward facing dog. That flow series on our left side before we start to wind it down. Inhale here. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, we sweep the left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, we crunch it in. We step that left foot through, crescent lunge. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, we reach the upper body high, spin the back heel flat. Hips nice and square still to the front of your mat. Inhale here. Exhale. One more breath here. As we exhale, keeping lower body as is with a slight external rotation, as if we are in our warrior two. So the right side, the hips, the chest, opening up to the right side of your mat as we drop that left elbow to a hover above the left knee and reach the right fingertips towards the front of the mat. Extended side angle with this hover for a little bit more of a challenge. Option to drop that elbow as well. Inhale here. As we exhale, we come all the way up and we bring the hands through heart center. Square the hips to the front of your mat again. Warrior one, we meet. Inhale here. As we exhale, powering up and through that back foot, grounding through the left as we open half moon on the left side, stacking right hip on top of left. flexing through the right foot. We breathe in. We breathe out, taking that big opening, arriving in your warrior two. That gentle external rotation in the shoulders, the chest, the hip space. Inhale here. As we exhale, we're gonna point those right toes towards the back right corner of your mat, hands through heart center, sinking the hips down to the right heel. Pull those left toes towards you by grounding down and driving through that left heel. We breathe in, we breathe out. Coming forward, nice and slow and controlled, we meet that crescent lunge once again, spinning onto the ball of the back foot. And then as we exhale, we come down, frame the foot, step it back. High plank, lower through your vinyasa. Swoop it up through center, upward facing. Tuck the toes, fly it back. Downward facing dog. I'm gonna be totally honest. I think I slightly mashed up the order of that flow series on the left side. I believe we got everything in, but I think the order of the Crescent Warrior 2 was a little off. But this just goes to show that we're all human. It's cool. We still got the flow series in, and our yoga practice is so much more than these physical poses. It's really about that connection to yourself and your breath, and honoring your body throughout the process and practicing that true moving meditation, that magic that is our yoga practice. All right, starting to cool things down. As we sweep the right leg high, take an inhale. As we exhale, we're gonna bring that right knee to the right wrist. From here, we're gonna stay up off of the left knee, and we're gonna reach the upper body high for an active pigeon. Inhale here, very strong pose. As we exhale, we're gonna come down, drop it to the palms, drop it down through left knee, untuck left toe, and coming into your full pigeon. So option to stay up on the palms, drop it down to elbows, option to drop it down to forehead as well. And really for this pigeon, as we inhale, we feel up, we create space. And as we exhale, we release to relax into the fullness of this pose. Letting your body know with your nice deep inhales and nice expansive exhales that we are starting to wind things down. From here, we're gonna slowly press up through the palms, stacking those palms eventually underneath the shoulders. And we're gonna tuck under through the left toe, pull the right knee into nose, crunch it in, drop it down through the left knee, kick that right leg back to an extension, our 3-leg table variation. And from here, we're gonna keep the tuck of the left toes. We're gonna kick that right leg out to the right side, landing on the inner edge of that right foot. And then we're gonna sink the weight through the hips, pulling back down to the heels for this big adductor stretch on our right side. Inhale here, let it go. On your next inhale, we shoot forward. We're gonna kick that right leg straight back. Inhale. As we exhale, straighten out through left leg, kick it back, 3-leg down dog. And then we drop those right toes down. Breathing in, breathing out. Opposite side, we run through, we sweep the left leg high. Exhale on your nose, we crunch it in, pull that left knee towards the left wrist. Keeping the right leg lifted, reaching upper body high. Inhale here, active pigeon. Exhale, we drop it down, drop through right knee. Untuck right toe, option to scoop back a little bit as needed. And then we can drop it down to palms, forearms, elbows, or all the way down to forehead. Releasing into your pigeon. On your next exhale, pressing those palms back to stack underneath the shoulders eventually. From here, tucking under through the right toes, straightening out through the right leg. Left knee into nose, we crunch in. And then as we exhale, we drop it through right knee. We kick the left leg back for our 3-leg table. I'm just slightly adjusting on my mat. And then as we exhale, we're gonna sink the hips back down to the heels as we kick that left leg all the way out to the left side, landing on the outer edge of your left foot. We breathe in. We breathe out. On your next inhale, take your time. We slowly arrive back to our table, kick the left leg back, inhale. Exhale, we straighten out the right leg, press it back, 3-leg down dog, drop the left toes down. Inhale here. As we exhale, we drop it down to the knees. We kickstand those feet out to the sides. We sink it back in the hips. And we come into a seated position, dropping all the way down to the back body, friends, winding down. Arms drop out into a T. Feel free to close off the eyes. We window wipe those knees side to side. Unlocking the lower back, lengthening out through the glutes and hamstrings and all of those beautiful, delicious muscles connected to the external rotation of our hip space. Hugging those knees in, forehead to knee, chin to chest. We cactus out those arms and we shift the knees over to left, head shifts over to right. Coming back to our mantra for our full moon practice of letting go. As we take an inhale, think to yourself, let, creating space. And as we exhale, go, releasing what is no longer supporting you in this moment, in this time. Shifting those knees back through center, together over to right side, head shifts over left shoulders. And oftentimes, we develop coping mechanisms to get us through certain times and phases of our life. And oftentimes these people, places, things, thoughts, ideas serve us in different phases of our life. But more often than not, we hold on to these things longer than we need to. So this monthly time of reflection and renewal is such a beautiful time to take stock of what feels good for you and what doesn't, and simply release. Coming back through center, forehead to knee, chin to chest. From here, we open to our Supta Baddha Konasana, or whatever variation of Shavasana resonates with you in this moment, whether that be legs extended out long. If you need any extra support in the lower back, feet wide, knees together is where you will find that beautiful support. Closing off the eyes, arms by the sides, palms facing up. Feel free to find any blocks, props that you would like to support you in these last few minutes of stillness and silence. Allowing yourself to settle in these last few moments of Shavasana, the practice of stillness and of presence that we get to experience. The practice of bridging what we learn about ourselves on our mats and bring our practice out into the world with us. And I invite you to stay here as long as you can, as long as you have the space for. But for the sake of a shorter-ish practice, this is where I will leave you. Again, I encourage you to stay here if you have the time for it. Maybe pause the video, stay here for an extra few breaths. And as you are ready to make the transition out, make it slow, make it sweet, make it gentle. For us today, I'm going to invite you to bring the hands through heart center, palms together, and take one final breath with me. Inhale through the nose, fill up. Exhale, let it go. Namaste, friends. I look forward to flowing with you so soon. Thank you so much for moving and breathing with me today. Namaste.